Thank you, Chairman. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. I want to first start out by explaining I am against both Senate Bill 38 and also against Senate Bill 708 because I feel why should we open the door to allow same-sex marriage to possibly go through by the vote? I say just stop it here. There's no reason to, give a chance for it to pass. Make no mistake, tonight the soul and the future of Rhode Island is on the line. What they are asking for through this legislation, especially Senate Bill 38, is the state endorsement of sinful behavior, the state seal of approval on immoral behavior. And a moral wrong can never be a civil right. Think about it. You can call any immoral behavior a civil right. Polygamy, pedophilia. In fact, just last month, the LA Times did a story on psychologists who are saying that pedophilia is no longer a disorder, but just a sexual orientation. You know where we've heard that before. Now, this is the first step to pushing for civil rights and non-discrimination for pedophilia. Because when you remove God, society collapses. It's a steady decline. And that's exactly what a bill like this does. Now, I want to be very clear that God couldn't be more clear that he is against homosexual behavior. There's so many places, 1 Corinthians 6, 9 through 11, 1 Jude 7, and Leviticus. But Romans 1, 26 through 32, I just want to read part of this. Therefore, God handed them over to degrading passions. Their females exchanged natural relations for unnatural. That means same-sex relationships. And males, likewise, gave up natural relations with females and burned with lust for one another. Males did shameful things with males and thus received in their own persons the due penalty for their perversity. And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God, God handed them over to the undiscerning mind to do what is improper. In Jude, they talk about, likewise, Sodom, Gomorrah, and the surrounding towns, which in the same manner as they indulged in sexual promiscuity and practiced unnatural vice, serve as an example by undergoing a punishment of external fire. Now, just to drive this home, Sodom and Gomorrah, they're talking about sodomy. And a bill like this is essentially saying, it is saying, sodomy is fine, it's natural, it's normal, it's healthy, it's a civil right, let's do it, it's wonderful. We want this to be enshrined into Rhode Island law, to influence our kids, to take away the religious freedom of everybody whose conscience is against it. And if I could just answer a couple of questions. Senator Hodson, I'm sorry.
There's no questions posed to you at this point in time. If you can start to wrap up.
Okay. Well, they had earlier said, Senator Hodson had asked about the Catholic Charities that were all forced to close. What happened in those situations was that the state of Massachusetts said, hey, this is legal now. You, Catholic Charities, and in the other states as well, you have to violate your conscience. We don't care what your religion says. You're doing this. You're going to adopt out to same-sex couples. So they were forced out of business. And Senator Archambault, you had said, what is the remedy for this? The remedy is to not pass this bill, because there are so many other examples, not just florists, not just bakeries, not just the priests who will be charged for hate crimes for reading what I just read you, which is the truth from Jesus Christ, but also there was a counselor, this is just one example of hundreds, who was approached by a lesbian couple. They said, we have a problem with our relationship and we want you to be our counselor. And she said, I'm very sorry, but that goes against my deeply held religious beliefs, but I'm going to put you right to this other counselor. They were taken right away. The lesbian couple was very, very happy with the service they received from that counselor. Doesn't matter. They still got that first counselor fired. Because once this is in law, like in Massachusetts, it's taught in the schools, and the reasoning is it's law now, and we have to do this, and you're not even allowed to opt your kids out. And the other point, if I could just make really quick, is this. Even if you don't believe in God, because anybody's sitting here saying, well, I don't believe in God, so... Well, do you believe that people should be kept healthy, that it's in the public interest to not promote a behavior, homosexual behavior, which the Center for Disease Control, the U.S. Center for Disease Control says gives you up to an 86 times higher rate of HIV and AIDS, as well as anal cancer, hepatitis B.
I'm just going to ask you if you can start to wrap up.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. And so this is an expensive burden on our taxpayers, a very heavy, terrible for the economy, because in Massachusetts, after they legalized same-sex marriage, the health costs skyrocketed. And the same thing would happen here. We should be proud that we in Rhode Island are the only ones that have the sense in New England to not have passed something so blasphemous and anti-religious freedom and immoral and unhealthy as a bill like this. Why should we not be proud of that and stand as a beacon of light where people can have safety for their families and their children to not be indoctrinated into this kind of horrible, blasphemous, and immoral behavior? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments for this witness? Senator Hodson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mrs. Young, Mr. Young, welcome back. And as my constituents, I want to...
You got to press the little button there.
Thank you.
Mr. Hodson.
I just want to say congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you very
I know
much.
that the state all followed that very carefully, and a lot of good wishes for you.